Hey, if you ever see my YouTube shorts, it was the YouTube short about why I don't understand Group A versus Group B mentality. If you don't know what Group A and versus Group B mentality, it's the concept of how certain people can just want to start drama with Group A and with Group B because I have been into that before when I was a teenager, when I was an adult, when I was a kid. I have met friends and family who have beef with other people. It just never really I just never really understood. Like for the life of me, I can just never understand why people would just start stuff for no reason just because a certain group does not like that certain group. Like for example, like if you know the whole Twitch stream culture, there's the Poggers community and the WNL community. And it'd be the most lamest stuff that I'd be ever hearing from those two communities. It's just basically like besides the video games and stuff like that, that what most streaming is about gaming culture and stuff like that, or varieties of hobbies. The most simplest terms I could ever have with the Pogger and the WNL community of why this became a thing is not because of the hobbies or anything. Maybe it can be the hobbies, I don't know, but it's how the girls you get. If you talk to a girl simply, like in a simpish way, you're basically a pogger. If you talk to a girl in a cool way, you're part of the WNL community. And the amount of drama that I have seen, like I ain't gonna lie, it was like unhealthy garbage. Like I know it was garbage, but it was like fascinating garbage of how terrible this thing is. In a funny way, I looked at it as a spectator, and of course, I appreciate that the people who were part of the both communities give the content I needed, especially one of them who, have done something with Emeru, but that's a topic of another day that I'll never discuss about it. But anyways, like I said, I had friends growing up, I had family growing up, and they wanted to start this drama with the Bosnians and the Bengalis, the Polish and the Ukrainians and the freshmen and something like that, and the TikTok and the Instagram short community, and it's like corny when you look at it. It could be funny to a certain extent if it's like all in good faith and fun, but for ending fact, it's not all about good faith and fun. It's basically demoralizing and bringing people down, and that's the one thing I don't understand. You know, it just really makes me feel ill that this whole group A versus group B mentality makes no sense to me. It really does make no sense to me. Like I had friends that I known for a long time just did not like each other when I was in high school because of a certain somebody talked in that specific way or some garbage, that there's the poor, the middle class, and the above middle class, and the rich people, and stuff like that. That there's different variations of these things. It just really just tries my mind of how why these things are so normalized. Why these things are just so like it's so gay, it's so stupid, and it's so repulsive that this is just a normal thing. You know, let me just check if I have. Okay, 3 minutes. I'm keeping the tracking of the time of how much I can talk because I've made like a 6 to 7 minute gameplay video of Roblox Rivals that you're seeing right now. Yeah, it's just like this whole Group A versus Group B. Like for example, there's this whole thing with like I can't believe I'm gonna say the Gen Z versus Gen Alpha, and this is the thing where I try to avoid my content of talking about commentary stuff. You've been kind of noticing that I made the little Tay video where I just kind of stopped making that kind of content because I don't want to be remembered as the commentary channel. I'm trying to differentiate my stuff. I'm trying to focus on stop motion and making video game content. I just like making this kind of style of content to a little bit because it's nostalgic. I used to make this kind of content a lot, back like 1 to 2 years ago. Of course, that didn't do well. It did kind of well, but it kind of was like of the YouTube slop thing, you know. And it's like it does well for some, and I realize that it does well. It doesn't do well for my channel. Maybe it's because I need to edit certain well or something like that. I don't freaking know. whatever the meta it is. I don't freaking know what the freaking meta this, meta that. Have you met a freaking girlfriend before? You know, so yeah, it's like I couldn't stop thinking about the WNL and Poggers community. It was just so laughably funny that all of it be dilute to not because of hobby, not because of this. It's how the girls you talk. If you talk to a girl in a certain way where you're being simpish and respectful, you're a Pogger. But if you talk like, "Yo, baby girl, can I get your phone number?" That somehow makes you a WNL community. Like, I guess you got game for putting yourself in self-respect, but there's many ways to have self-respect. You know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I think I already said it. I'm just kind of, maximizing the minutes because so I can get like sponsors in this YouTube video, ads and stuff like that. Like, it's just kind of funny how people will ruin friendships because of certain things, because one group said this, one group said that, and other uncanny opinions that are just, yeah, for example, the Republican versus Democrat. I remember back when I was in high school in 2020, the whole Donald Trump versus Joe Biden thing, and how that was still a special thing. Like, that was at full effect, and overall, that caused a lot of problems that was happening. Which I ain't gonna lie, it was funny when you look at it as a spectator. Then me and my ex-girlfriend, she will talk about Palestine and Israel and how that will like make her overthink, and I tell her, "Girl, I understand that you feel frustrated about this stuff, but like, show your grief about this, but don't let this affect you, because keep in mind, we're just normal civilians." I mean, of course, I'm a man. I could join the military to try to do something. I mean, if I was like, I don't know, Excalibur, Umbra, I guess I could freaking go toe-to-toe with Israel, but it's not like that. I mean, it would be kind of cool if there was like a real-life Warframe in real life, but we don't have that. Still hoping that we get Optimus Prime in the future. Would be pretty freaking dope, but who knows, and stuff like that. And that's what I learned, man. It's like people thrive in controversy and drama and all that stuff because they got nothing better else to do. I mean, I guess you could say my YouTube channel's like that. So, to each their own, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I could live my life just making Warframe content and just stuff like that. Like, I don't mind making video game content. I don't mind doing this kind of stuff, I just seem to, able to do a lot of stuff. I'm able to make this kind of content, that kind of content. I'm able to make podcast content. I'm able to make stop motion content. Since you guys see on my TikTok and Instagram, I'm a jack of all trade, master of none kind of guy. I'm pretty thankful what I have in my life. So I really appreciate that you guys been on a journey for me for about 2 years now. And I got like 16 subscribers, which I appreciate the fuck out of you guys for supporting my shit. So yeah, I think I said what I said. This video is not going to be edited. It's just full on raw. I might just put out a picture of Excalibur just for that one thing. But yeah, I just wanted to say something because this stuff is just really stupid, and like, I'm just kind of happy that I live my life without the drama. Well, I do have drama in my life, but it's mostly, with personal stuff. So yeah, I'm an unemployed with an employed mindset. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.